Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, we will be playing Genshin Impact once more. And I know what you're thinking, why haven't I been posting? Well, I was in a dilemma of making this video and not making this video, but after a few, errors and tries, I decided to go ahead and make this video. So, hopefully you enjoy, and yeah, this is the second part of Inazuma. And I'm never going to enjoy story modes because of editing. After creating the perfect team for this game, we went off and gained our registration to go to Inazuma, but unfortunately we were uninvited guests and we were treated very badly.
Just tell me, why won't you adopt me?
I'm not gonna say it!
Why won't you adopt me?
Because you're black!
Don't be racist. I am a building.
It went something like that. But after going into Inazuma and, getting our tickets for it, we had to go all the way down to register as a citizen into Inazuma, and trust me, let's just say without Toma, we wouldn't really get into Inazuma. Something tells me she doesn't seem too happy to, please us.
Okay, the processing fee will be 2 million mora.
Damn!
That's more than raising a child.
2 million for a processing fee?
Definitely a tiger because he has the eye of the tiger.
He does have the eye of the tiger.
Are you sure about that?
Ma'am, these two here are good friends of mine. I think you'll find I'm one face you recognize.
Ah, Mr. Toma, it's you. By way of courtesy, allow me to reduce it to 400,000 mora total.
Ship! Ship! Ship!
Dang!
Thank you so much, Miss Eureka.
Alright then, as you wish, Mr. Toma. I will make a record.
After that, we have to pay a good minimum fee, but besides all that, this is where we get into the issue with Inazuma. Go and find out why everything is taxed so high, and this is where we're going to meet. Big words. That's big boy words for me.
There. You must be seeking refuge with the International Trade Association. Ah, good. That's a relief.
We're going to call him Mr. Farmer Dude, but Mr. Farmer Dude is a person who can't leave Inazuma because everything's just so taxed way too high. And also, long story short, this is where we go on to another mission and find out that his boss is the one taxing him high, I believe. In which, of course, he has a whole little backstory, but go play the game yourself. I'm not gonna show you that. That's way too long. But before that, we have to do one important thing. Oh yeah, I am ready for this. Let's go. I am excited. We have finally got electric fingers. Yes, we are Electric Man. We can finally. Oh my God, it's beautiful. I am proud to call Traveler a traveler. After that, this is where we go on to the actual mission. And this is the vendor, the one who sells the sources. And as Mr. Farmer Dude said, apparently he had worked with him before, so I'm not gonna get way into detail with that. But he is just like Mr. Farmer Dude. He can't really sell his sources because everything is taxed so high. And also, he does complain all the time, in which it does seem inside those conversations, but as I said before, I am not going to play it since this is not really important to the story mode, And I suppose I didn't really mention this one thing, but we had to remind him about Mondstadt so he could be able to sell us the source. And after convincing Mr. Farmer Dude 2.0, this is where we finally move on to the storyline. In which it's here, in which you see that guy? Yeah, that guy. He taxes people. In which here, this is where we have to stalk him around, as you can see in the gameplay, but it was kind of,
Come out, I can see you.
Paimon for the last. Paimon. There you go, Paimon. I didn't want to do this to you, Paimon, but you made me. Oh no. Oh my god, I'll be right back.
As you saw over my successful attempts on trying to stalk this dude, I still managed to fail, don't ask how. But with all jokes aside, I know I never really told y'all this, but he has been confronted over doing something bad that he wasn't supposed to, in which I think that was Crystal something, I don't know. But this is where we confront him and his boss, and this is where Toma kicks in because they didn't want to believe us, and since Toma is our best, guy to break out these political situations, we broke out of it, and then we could finally live happily ever after. And this is where we get to know a bit more about Toma and how Toma is a tenant to a clan in which I am not going to pronounce. But we were given an invitation because I think that we had to go there and do some strange thing to... Alright, for sure it's so we could go to Inazuma. Alright, that's all I'm gonna say. And also the invitation was just to meet Toma at another island. And also, before we also do that, this is where we meet this dude right here, in which he actually wants us to pick out.
Yes, bring me 300 Shinxin, would you? Freshly picked, I mean.
Spoiler alert, this was paid. But even still, this is where we get to... I'm going to assume she's going to be called the Clan Princess, and which that's what we're going to call her. And also, as I said again, not going to say her name because it's too long and too hard. But this is where she convinces us to take her along in the ride because she wants to marry some other dude since she's being forcibly married to someone else. I don't know what that is. And also I really want to get this video done, so please hurry up and actually enjoy this. And after that, I believe that we take her to the ride, and then this is where we finally get to the Inazuma Island. But this is a good part where I can actually show off the Traveler's Near Limit. And if you want my thoughts and opinion about it, I think it's actually pretty nice. I like it. And this is where we take our step into Ikimo Village, I believe. And honestly, it's very great, very good. I kind of like how Genshin Impact has the island stuff. And it's quite detailed. But unfortunately, I do have everything on those settings, so you know. And this is a tea house in which we are supposed to be Toma in.
According to the letter, this should be the place.
Sorry, we don't serve the general public. I'm afraid.
Wait! We're not the general public.
Well then, you must be a couple of wandering outlanders that snuck into the nation, judging by your attire.
Are our clothes really so... what...
The Yashiro Commission's seal. This must be from Mr. Toma. It seems there's more to you than meets the eye. In which case, welcome to the Komore Tea House.
Well, that sounds more like it.
Remember, I'm keeping the important stuff in.
Well, now that we're here, where's Toma?
In all seriousness, I would like to apologize about that little test you went through earlier. Though it was quite necessary.
I don't think that Paimon's gonna forgive you just because you're getting all serious now.
Naturally, this is due to your unwavering and resolute determination. A long time ago, we had a friend who was much the same. But when the lightning struck... so you've heard of his story. Yes, of course. I will bring you to the Kamisato... But before that, there is one other place I was hoping you both would accompany me to. Statue of the Omnipresent God. It's still under construction now, but you can already see it from practically anywhere on Narukami Island.
This area sure feels gloomy. People probably don't come here often, do they?
Visions.
Visions? You mean all the visions that are collected from the Vision Hunt decree are put into this statue?
Dang.
So you've already heard of the Vision Hunt decree. Before I try to explain, I should perhaps remind you first that Mondstadt is the city of freedom, and Liyue is the city of contracts. As for Inazuma, it's known as the Nation of Eternity. The Raiden Shogun is both the nation's most powerful ruler and its deity. The Eternity in question is her endless and unchanging will to rule over Inazuma. As such, she relies on the Tri-Commission to regulate the nation's affairs, and the Sakoku Decree to limit the people's movement. The Shogun wishes to keep Inazuma in stasis, allowing the stream of time to flow from one end to the other without disturbing it.
Seems like every god has their own will.
Of course, this is my own limited understanding. As for the reason behind the recent Vision Hunt decree, perhaps the Shogun believes that visions grant people the power to change, and that her eternity doesn't allow for such instability to exist. Whatever the case, the fact is that the Raiden Shogun has dispatched the Tenryou Commission to scour the nation for visions, embedding each one in this statue. And this statue of the omnipresent god can be seen as Inazuma's symbol of eternity.
Damn, we got this one of those Japanese backflashes.
Huh? Hey, are you okay? You look like your mind is elsewhere.
Sound? What sound? I didn't—
Yeah, you touched the statue, and then what?
Aspirations? Have you heard it before? That when a person's ambition reaches a certain strength, the gods look upon them with favor. That is where visions come from. So if what you just said is true, then the ambitions of these people are stronger than I imagined. Alright, time for the next stop on our tour of Narukami Island, the Kamisato residence.
If I'm gonna be honest, I would probably explain it better myself, but I wouldn't really remember it, so, you know, back to the story.
Shots of Inazuma live, huh?
Welcome at last to the Kamisato residence, honored guests. Miss Kamisato is delighted to finally meet you.
Please forgive my lack of courtesy for receiving you in this fashion. I have awaited your arrival with great anticipation, at present in Inazuma. In the name of the Vision Hunt decree, the people's aspirations are being senselessly trampled underfoot. Though the Yashiro Commission serves the Shogun, it is the people with whom we share close bonds, given the contact we are required to have with them in the performance of our duties. A commission's power rises and falls with the trust of their traveler. Lend us your power, and we can— No, please! Wait! Please, don't go! I will introduce you to the Raiden Shogun, on one condition.
What are your wishes?
They pertain to 3 whose visions were taken from them. Perhaps once you've met them—
A warrior who guards a village, a former samurai who helped carry out the Vision Hunt decree, and a swordmaster determined to become the best in the world.
Correct. Please do all you can to help them. I will Then you have my gratitude.
I'm sure you'll do great.
After doing all that and helping these 3 individuals, we have finally gone to another mission in which we're kind of on track here. And we get to meet another important character right after we help the last one, in which you'll be surprised that she's a pink hair therapist. This is Yi Miko. At least the Chancellor told me that. And she is
Shrine Maiden of the Grand Narukami Shrine in Inazuma.
Domon has persisted in this state for some time now.
I'm sorry. It is clear to me that your sensei is not possessed by any evil spirit. As for what has triggered this change, I believe it must be the loss of his vision. What of the one who crossed blades with his own sensei and beloved fellow disciple, and defeated them both?
Sorry. It's all my fault. You're here for revenge, aren't you? I knew it would come.
You're right to assume that my feelings towards you are far from kindly. It's been so long now that I made peace with it years ago.
If there's a chance they'll end up like me one day.
Have you asked them what they think?
Sensei, I can't know whether I will suffer in my future as you. I want to keep going until the day that I can—
Nanako's far from the only one.
Goodness.
You see? Being stripped of your ambition is something that's never happened to me. Well, don't just stand there staring at me.
Told y'all.
Traveler, a moment, please.
So, my intuition was correct. The wind that blows from afar carries fresh life to these shores. For us to meet now is premature. Nevertheless, you set foot on these islands at precisely the right moment. I have high hopes for you.
Ooh, Lady Eyes. She seems super mysterious. We can come back to it another time. For now, we should go report back to Miss Kamisato.
Later.
Oh, Ayaka! Guess who fulfilled all your wishes?
Dang, bruh. Yeah, I had a feeling.
Traveler, Paimon, it is a pleasure to finally meet you both face to face. I have heard all about how you helped our 3 friends. My sincerest thanks to you.
Yeah, Ayaka, how come this time you get to come out and meet us in person?
Because
Wait a second. But isn't Toma your, servant? Paimon's happy to help and all, but Paimon sure as heck did not sign up to be a servant.
Oh. Paimon, you are most entertaining. Toma is first and foremost my friend, and was so before he ever became my attendant. Thank you both kindly. Back to the matter at hand. You have now witnessed the pain of those deprived of their visions. What are your feelings on what you have seen? Perhaps in the eyes of a deity such as the almighty Shogun, the lives of those who inhabit the world are inconsequential. But I believe that surely you understand. It seems that perhaps now you can appreciate my feelings on all of this. You will? Really? Naturally. Now then, given that the remainder of our
I don't know why I keep on rushing on this.
Well, here we
Please continue without me.
So, what's the deal with this place anyway? What makes it your favorite meeting spot?
This is land that was gifted to the Yashiro Commission by the Shogun. Such privileges exist due to the Yashiro Commission's role in managing ceremonial affairs. Once the number of ceremonial affairs conducted in the city began to decline, our forebears built a tea house here. Only members of the Yashiro Commission are permitted to come and go as they please. In any case, we can talk freely here. The almighty Shogun. I've seen her on but only a few occasions. Most of them formal ceremonies. She inspires awe, commands respect, and exudes a sense of absolute authority. There was something else about her that struck me even more deeply. It was her almost complete lack of any emotion. She appeared to me to be less of a ruler and more of, well, an executive official, I suppose. Focused exclusively on her single goal of implementing eternity, acting accordingly without feeling. For the vast majority of people, the Vision Hunt Decree is something that has no implications whatsoever. It is but a tiny minority of people who receive visions. It is not unknown for visions to spark jealousy in others. The attitude of most people towards the Vision Hunt Decree is one of indifference.
How can they be like that? Paimon's getting...
Nevertheless, in addition to us, there is also the resistance on Watatsumi Island.
Resistance? You mean like an army fighting against the decree?
Many who have lost or fear losing their visions have rallied together under Sangonomiya on Watatsumi Island to form a resistance group. To say a little more about Sangonomiya, there has always been some conflict between them and the shogunate of Narukami Island due to their different belief systems. But I do wonder what... Of course! They invariably... It almost makes one want...
Alright, keep on skipping all this. To put this frankly, we're going against the Vision Hunters. And trust me, we're going to mess things up.
By no means do we intend to place the burden of such a task when you are ready.
Alright then, we have finally! So I'm going to leave the video here. Hopefully you enjoy. I've already hit my limit, despite the fact that half of these videos are like an hour long. You can tell I'm gonna have a great time editing this. Until then, I'll see y'all in the next one. Goodbye.